Hello everyone. Welcome to another podcast from Khamoshi. So, here's our friend Piyush from NIT Bhopal. Hello, Piyush. How are you?
Hello, Parth. I'm completely fine.
How many exams you have given, like JE or anything?
Uh, in that JEE prep, I actually gave only, I suppose, three exams. I only gave JEE Mains, Advanced, and BITSAT. Those were
Okay.
the only three.
Can you mention the scores?
In JEE Mains, I got 98.8 percentile. In JEE Advanced, I got around 12,000 RAM AIR. And in BITSAT, my score was not that much good. It was around 240 to 250.
Okay,
It
okay.
was after all of these exams, so it was not that much good.
Yeah. So, can you share your experience for preparing for IIT JE exam or what motivated you to pursue this path?
Actually, if I talk about motivation of doing JEE, it would not be a really a great thing because I was actually in the rat race. What people talk about, I was not that I wanted to do such a thing. It was like I was going with the flow. I really liked to study science and didn't have any interest in other subjects. So it was my only hope to do such things. So I started preparing for JEE and I gave JEE mains in advance and actually I was able to crack it somehow. And
Mhm.
it was really a hardship to be motivated those 2 years after not having passion in those. And I actually started preparing the last 2 to 3 months in the JEE mains at a time. In my time, it was like the JEE mains dates were announced just 1 month before the JEE mains exam actually. So it was like the last 2 to 3 months were very hectic for doing such things.
After dates were declared, so you mainly focus on first attempt or the second attempt?
Actually, it was like my first attempt. My first attempt was really well in comparison to my peers. So it was like my confidence was really boosted up. I would say I was overconfident after first attempt. So I didn't I didn't give my second attempt or advanced that greatly. It was like I had taken those exams very lightly in that purpose. So yeah, those exams were also not very great of mine. So it was like just the first attempt was really good. After that, I didn't study much. I was preparing for my boards and all.
You mentioned the boards. Is it really important to study fully on JEE or you should study with the boards?
I would say if you are preparing for JEE, there's a thing like when you're preparing for JEE, either you're preparing for mains or advanced, you are aware of the whole syllabus, right? So it is like once you know the whole syllabus, it is that your concepts must be clear when you are preparing for JEE. So when the concepts are clear, all the things for boards are also being cleared. So there's not much problem for preparing for boards in that terms. As I only studied for actually 2 to 3 days just before the exams, and then also I got around 93% in the 12th board. So I don't think that's a very much of an issue.
Which were your favorite subjects in the three, like chemistry, physics, and maths?
Definitely physics. It was like once you know once you know the mechanics portion, all of the other things are very easy for you. Not
Yes.
much of a great concern.
So, which was your weakest subject in the three?
My weakest subject would be chemistry actually. It was like I didn't really wanted to study chemistry. It was all just in my thing. It was just like I thought it was all rectification things. So I didn't wanted to study that. And on that purpose, also my teachers in my coaching were also not that great. They to actually rectify things like they taught like that only. So it
Mhm.
was there was no interest building in that subject.
But then also in that chemistry, so there were physical, organic, and inorganic. So, which was your least favorite and most favorite in three?
Most favorite would be I would say organic actually. And the least favorite would be inorganic for that rectification thing. Again, that reason.
But inorganic can score you more, right?
Inorganic can school, but yeah, what to do when you have no interest in that?
Yeah,
It's like
totally accepting.
organic was like my teacher was also a bit good than the others. So yeah, that's also a reason I would say that I liked organic much more than any of the three others, any of the two others.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced during your preparation and how did you overcome it?
I would say the major problem is like J is not a race actually. People say that J is a race, J is matlab, people are following a rat race. I would say it is a marathon. It's a marathon for 2 years. 2 years long you have to like give up things, give up your interest and all those things. No sports, like it's not it's not that you can do the things you like or your hobbies. Your hobbies are on the line actually. So 2 years of hardship, I would say that's the biggest problem that I faced during the change thing. And before that, we were preparing for boards and schools only. So it was like the whole year we were preparing for the same and same thing for the same chapters. We are studying the same thing. There's none kind of concept like thing. It was just like the things are going on and you are doing stuff. In J, you have to remember the the concept application, the question, the logical part. How do you approach a question? Those are the things that were taught, that were actually new to me. In those, and I learned those things in the 2 years J prep actually. So that's my biggest problem that I face.
What study techniques or resources did you find the most effective in preparing the exam?
People actually talk about a technique named Pomodoro, if you have heard.
Yeah, yeah, 25 minutes.
It's really famous on YouTube. It was like when I started studying, I was thinking of looking for these kind of techniques. Yeah, let's see if this can gain me something. My first year of JE prep in the 11th. I thought of doing the Pomodoro technique, but it was I did it and I thought that it was not much gain. It didn't gain much to me. It was like ठीक है यार हो रहा है मतलब you are doing stuff and it is happening but not in a very great manner. You read the concept, you applied it, but the logical ability part is not that good. The approachability of the question is not that good. It's not coming to you. So i I think that I did many kind of techniques in order to achieve something, but all of them failed after all. In the last 2 to 3 months of JE prep, I thought that these techniques are of no good, and I should probably just do my thing and keep on going with it. I just sat on my study table for 2 to 3 hours in a single row and did my stuff, and then just um, doing things like after that, just taking a break for 1 hour max to max. Then again sitting for 2 to 3 hours, and so on. I studied for 10 hours a day, and that was my maximum limit that I would be able to achieve. So I don't think techniques actually work. If you are really motivated enough and you are, focused for your goal, you can achieve anything without any kind of techniques. That's not much of a concern that you are using a technique or not. And please, all of those who are watching, please don't do like any of these tricks. These are just these are just hyped ones, not of much use.
So, which test series did you use for it? Like for the mains?
I was actually enrolled in a coaching in my hometown, Kanpur, that is, and they had a test series. Actually, they had tests going on, unit test, and that chapter test, and after all, the whole syllabus tests they were going on. I used to give those, and also in the last before the second attempt actually of JEE Mains, I had taken up an test series from Methango actually, Methongo if you have heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it was also of much use, but it was like I had taken just 2 weeks before the second attempt, so it
Mhm.
was not of much use to me. If if actually I would have taken it months before or just in the starting of 12th, it would be of much use. I would say really grateful, really great questions and really great concept application. It was all good.
Okay. So I think I also bought like online test series, Matango test series, and which was one the competition, yeah, the Muay Thai test series.
Ah,
So I Matango was the best, I think, because the
yeah.
detailed analysis it was good.
Yeah. It used to give detail analysis, and also it was like just on the J mains pattern. Actually, I think so. It
Yeah.
was. It was not a level high or level low. It was just on right on point.
Mhm. How did you manage the time effectively while balancing studies, extracurricular activities, and personal life?
In the first 1.5 years, it was like there was no time management actually. It was like my preparation was going on, and I was like the assignments were given. The assignments, there was an assignment submission thing in my JEE coaching. So it was like when the assignment submission deadline used to come. If it is tomorrow, I would be starting a day before. It was like this. I used to play like if I wanted to play, I used to play like for a whole day. There was none kind of time management. But in the last 0.5 years, when I thought that this is my last chance to do things, I started doing like 2 to 3 hours sitting in a single row, and I used to, at a minimum to minimum basis, it was like 2 to 3 sittings I used to take. It was like minimum 8 hours of study तो करनी ही है, चाहे कुछ भी हो. So, and in the last 2 months, it was like 11 to 10 to 11 hours. 10 to 11 hours, I would say.
So many of the students are solving one question and they leave it बीच में से छोड़ देते हैं वो करना ठीक है या नहीं like उसके बारे में सोचो फिर उस पे आओ ये ठीक है या फिर एक गो में ही सॉल्व करो उसको ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करके
If you are seeing a question and you are solving it, before solving it, you should take a minimum time gap of 2 minutes just to think the concept when you are not sitting in a paper, right? So you
Mhm.
are so what should I say? So I think that you can have the right approach towards that question. See, you can have I can surely assure you that for a question there are 2 to 3 approaches. Whether it is a question of JEE mains or advanced, it should have 2 to 3 approaches. And I would say for those 2 minutes you should think of the right approach. What should be the approach for this question? That is maximum optimization for that question. And then you should solve it. If you are unable to solve it, you should give an actually you should give around 5 to 10 minutes, I would say, for that question if you are unable to solve it when you are not sitting in a test. After those 5 to 10 minutes, if you are unable to do so, you should carry on with the next question, and you should leave it for someone that has done that question, or ask it to your teacher, and not for the solution, for the approach that should have been used. After the approach has been told to you, it is a hint to the question. You can solve that question on your own. That's the most optimized way of doing a question for me, in accordance to.
What role did your support system like family friends just play in your journey to cracking IIT or NIT?
Family friends actually play a very, very great role in my prep. It was my family actually who supported me a lot, really, really a lot. It was like when just 1 month was left, it was like a trauma to me. कि just यार एक ही महीना बाकी है कैसे करेंगे यार. At that time, it was my family which stood up for me that whatever you do, you can. If it is not happening, it's not a problem of yours. You can study for next year also. You can take a drop. But things didn't turn out that way. So it was really, really fortunate for me that I came as a freshman here, not a dropper, and my 1 year was saved. And friends also, yeah, friends also really played a great role. Was actually it was I remember if I remember it correctly, it was 15th or 16th December, 2022, when the JEE mains dates were announced at 8 p.m. I was having a conversation with my friend only at that time, and both of us like, भाई क्या हो गया यार, एक महीने एकदम से. Then we somehow uh, came out of that trauma after 2 days, and we keep on conversing about that topic for the 2 days, and then we came out like जो करना है भाई इसी में करना है, एक ही महीना है, उसी में इसी सिंगल मंथ में निपटाना है पूरा कोर्स. And then it was like we used to compare our syllabus completion on daily basis. भाई आज तुमने ये कर लिया, भाई मैंने ये कर लिया. मैंने इसके पीवाईक्यू सॉल्व कर लिए, तुमने इस चैप्टर के पीवाईक्यू सॉल्व कर लिए, सिलेबस कंप्लीशन कितना हो गया है, कौन सा चैप्टर बाकी रह गया है, ये पीवाईक्यू आया तुमको कि नहीं आया इस चैप्टर का. So it was like when you see someone that he or she is also on the same line with you, that you are on par with someone, then it is like कि यार ये भी कर रहा है, मैं भी कर रहा हूँ, साथ में जो हो जाएगा कर लेंगे, कोई ऐसी दिक्कत नहीं है. And then it was like, and at the end it was like just a gamble. If it was happening, it was happening. It was not, just another year.
Yeah. Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently for the preparation?
Actually, in the after the first mains attempt, my first mains attempt was really good in comparison to the two other papers or three papers that I gave. Uh, After that, I think I didn't give much focus on my preparation. It was like just कर लो भाई, ये कर लो, वो कर लो. Just go with the flow. I should have given much focus on my prep at the moment, and I should have taken my preparation on the next level. And actually, I had time at the moment. It was like 3 to 4 months for J Advance. I should have done things in the right way, but it was not like that. My grandfather also died in the time period actually, so it was uh, it was of much misfortune that he died at that moment. So my 1 to 2 months were delayed in that trauma only. And after that, only 1 month was left, and I thought, what can be done in that 1 month? Let's leave it on whatever things could happen.
Your grandfather
So
was staying
maybe,
with you?
yeah,
Your grandfather was staying with you?
yeah. Grandmother was staying with me at the moment. My grandmother, my grandfather, both were staying.
So you were so attached to them.
Yeah, you can say that.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually it was the day my maths board exam was there. My grandfather died at 5 or 6 a.m. at the day, and my exam was from 2 to 5 in the evening.
Yeah.
So it was like I was not even able to go for explanation. Also, I had to give that. So things like that happen. Things like that
Mm-hmm.
can happen, and these are the things that test you actually. So
Mm-hmm.
none of us can do.
Beyond academics, how did you think preparing for IIT shaped your personal growth and development?
The preparation actually gives you a kind of boost up in your confidence, in your personality also. uh, after you have uh, After you have achieved, it actually gives you a sense of achievement, that you have done something, you have accomplished something, and now the world sees you in a different way. It is like all of the all the people of the society kind of think of you in a respect manner, that you have achieved something. And also the family and the relative members actually think of you that you are kind of intelligent person and you can achieve things. um, and if the society gives you some kind of respect, it is like actually really boosts up in your confidence. You can converse with people in a very free manner, in a very fluent manner, that you have nothing in mind to say. There's nothing like to put back in mind, that you should not speak like that. It's like everybody is seeing you in a respect manner. You can go on with the flow, whatever you want to speak.
What are the misconceptions people might have about preparing for IIT exam?
Misconceptions, I would say the first misconception is like people go for one short videos that are present in YouTube. It is like people think that they would study a chapter in just by seeing a one short video of 1 or 2 hours. And they think that they have completed the whole chapter, they have completed all the concept present in the chapter. It is like a person is studying a chapter for 1 week and so on, or maybe for 1 month actually. If a chapter like electrodynamics and physics goes on for 1 month in every coaching class course, and people think like we can study a concept from a one shot video, and they have converted the whole concept along with application, along with the application part. It's a major misconcern, I would say. And second misconcern, I would say that people think that studying from NCRT can take you through the JEE prep till the JEE mains examination. But it is also not like that. If you are seeing the maths portion that is coming in the mains exam, actually, it is not of much use. The NCRT is of no use, I would say. Just the basic. It has just the basic concepts in mathematics. And just for chemistry, NCRT is like NCRT is a bible for each and every JEE aspirant out there. It's like each and everyone should read from there. And I also think that the JEE mains happening now, from this year onwards, it is like very much on need basis. The exam pattern is shifting on need basis. The questions are pretty much theoretical, not on a numerical manner. It is like you have studied something, you know something, you can easily answer. There is no logical part that you need to think about. It is just like, if you know, you know.
Mhm.
Those may be the biggest misconcerns I can think of right now. Actually, the people around me are giving J mains right now. They are preparing for J advance, as we are in NIT. So they are preparing for IITs actually. So they have given J mains this year also, and they tell me that the physics and chemistry level is very much lower than it used to be in the previous
Mhm.
years. So I think NCRT should be read. Actually, this is for the people who are joined or enrolled in a coaching, and most of the people preparing for JEE are enrolled in a coaching. So it is like the whole one. I think in accordance to me, the whole concepts are pretty much cleared if you are studying in a coaching thoroughly.
So here is our rapid fire question segment. Favorite subject to study IIT. Like you have to
Physics,
just say one word. Okay. Early
yeah,
riser
I
or
don't know.
night owl? Early riser or
Early
night
riser.
owl? Okay. Coffee or tea?
It would be tea.
Silence.
A tea person.
Yeah, same.
What to do?
One word to describe your emotion on the day of exam.
Uh, Confident, I would say.
Great answer. Favorite snack to munch on while studying.
Favorite snack? It would be Uncle Chips actually. I really like the flavor. So
Maths or chemistry, which one give you more trouble?
I suppose say it would be chemistry. Math. I could easily understand the concept and everything.
Mhm.
So
Group study or solo study session?
solo study.
Favorite motivational song or playlist?
Actually, I have a playlist about that. I have
Mhm.
10 to 11 songs. If you have listened, there's a song named Undone and two to three more. It's an underrated song. It's not a
Mhm.
very much popular song. It's like it gives me some kind of motivation to do things. So I
Mhm.
actually listen to that.
Mine was the Eye of Tiger.
Yeah, that is also included in my playlist.
Most memorable exam hall moment.
It would be like in the first attempt actually. Um, my Aadhaar card was made in 2013, way back in 2013. So my fingerprints and my all the credentials and those things were like from 2013 only, and it was like after every 10 years the fingerprints and the biometrics change of a human person,
Mhm.
human being actually. So it was like when I went for the JEE exam, my fingerprints were not being able to scan. So it was like my JEE exam started after 20 minutes from the actually supposed time, from the stipulated time. It was like the paper had to start from 9 a.m., but my paper started from 9:20 a.m. actually. So it was like a very threatening moment for me then. It was my first exam, so I was like 20 मिनट कम मिलेंगे भाई क्या करें.
So you got
But then
extended
also
or?
I got 3 hours, so it was not a much.
Okay. Yeah.
It was not a matter much concern.
Mhm. You solved till the end or you was like 10 minute हो गया बस इतने तो आते अभी.
I solved till the end actually. It
Mhm.
was like I was going on with all the questions, and in the last moment is what it was like. My maths portion I always left for the last of the three. So it was like I was only in all the mock tests that I gave. It was like always I used to attempt maximum to maximum 15 to 16 question of mathematics portion. So it was like 10 questions were always left out. So I used to just check out or read out those questions in the last moments. So my paper used to finish at the stipulated time only.
Mhm. So how was your pattern, like physics, chemistry, maths, or maths, physics, chemistry?
Yeah, it was like PCM, physics, chemistry, math.
Yeah.
Physics was my strongest, chemistry took the least time, and maths was my most, least scoring subject. At
Hmm.
my time, the mathematics portion was really difficult for me. So it was like last में करते हैं इसको.
Craziest place you ever found yourself studying?
That would be actually in the bathroom actually. I used to think of the concept that should be applicable for those questions for the approachability part
Yeah.
that I have been conversing the whole podcast, that the logical ability and the approachability of the question. And it was in the morning actually, that the things came to me in a sudden moment, that you could do this question in this way also.
Favorite way to celebrate after exam?
Chill out with friends.
So, last question from the rapid fire. If you could summarize your entire experience in one emoji, which one it would be?
Um, it would be one, there's a smiley with just a line on the face, that smiley thing, and a tear dropping from one of the right or the left eye.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be that.
Looking back, what the funniest or most absurd misconception you had about IIT JEE exam or the process of preparing?
Uh, Misconception was made in around 12th when we were studying the chapter of vectors and units and dimension. I was like, ये तो कर ही लेंगे. तो अब तो बॉम्बे सीएस पक्का है, तो कोई टेंशन नहीं है. किसका नहीं निकल रहा है, इतने सस्ते सस्ते सवाल आ रहे हैं. But then the syllabus got on, and the mechanics portion came in physics, and the mathematics made it much more complicated when the integral part came in.
Yeah, calculus one. What is your most superstition you ever tried on, like एग्जाम में एक पर्टिकुलर कलर का ड्रेस पहन के जाना वगैरह?
Superstitious thing. The first attempt was actually in winters, I suppose. It was in January,
Yeah.
and it was a very it was a very chilly morning at that time. So it was like shoes नहीं पहनने हैं. शूज पहनेंगे तो वो लोग कह देंगे कि इसको उतार दो और मतलब ऐसे ही जाओ. So I wore sandals actually, and those were just open, and the air used to pass on, and it was of no use. People were wearing belt and caps and all of those things, and then also they were allowed to give the exam. Then after that, I used to thought that if I had taken my shoes with me, the exam could have been in a much different way. I was shivering all the moments, so I could say that only.
Were there any memorable brain fart moment during the exam where you were completely blanked out of concept or formula you studied extensively?
Yeah, it actually happened in the second attempt of JEE mains. It was like that day, whatever the thoughts came to me, it was like I always used to attempt in mock test. Also, I used to attempt PCM as I just said. But at that moment, whatever the thought came to me, I was like, "चलो math पहले math करेंगे आज." And I started out with maths, and I was not able to do 10 questions in a row, not even a single question. It was like all of things had blanked out. I thought that it is all over now for this attempt. It is all over to the first attempt now. Whatever the percentile came in the first attempt, that would be my maximum score. So, and after that also, it was like I was not even able to do physics portion. That was my strongest. When things blank out, it is like you can't handle things under much pressure. It was a very bad day. It was a very bad day in my life actually. The second, one of the worst days I would say.
You mentioned about bit sad. So, how was your bit sad?
Yeah. My bit sad exam. It was like till then I had given up hope that whatever my score or rank is coming from JEE means that would be deciding my college. So it was like फॉर्म भरा है चलो दे आते हैं जाके. It was like just that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't study for even 10 days before the bedside exam. I had not even picked up a pen at the moment. So it was like I just it was the um, the next day I have to go at 9 a.m. to give the exam. I just uh, I just went there, gave the exam. It was very easy. It was first time that I was seeing a bedside exam pattern actually. I just used to know कि logical ability आती है, English आती है, normal PCM questions होते हैं. But at that day, I realized that bedside exam and bedside questions are really easy and doable, and I could have performed really well if I would have not done the things that I had done. Yeah, and I scored around 240 or 250. That was the range of my marks.
So you gave bedside the first attempt or second attempt?
Just the first attempt.
Okay, yes.
I had
So,
made up my mind that I would be deciding my college from the JEE mains rank only. So I ended up here only in NIT Bhopal.
so in NIT Bhopal, which branch do you pursue?
I'm pursuing electronics and communication. That is the EC branch.
Why didn't you choose computer science?
For computer science, it was like it is like I think in a way that if I chose computer science, I will be only restricted to the IT field
Mm-hmm.
of career. I am in a moment like I want to explore things right now. I don't know what I would be doing in the next after the next 4 years, or what I would be achieving. I don't want to be restricted at the moment. It is like if I want EC is a branch, like I can go for core also. I can go for government services exam, and also like engineering services exam. And also I can, if I want to, I can go to the IT field again, back again. So it was like it is not restricting me actually. Although I know that EC branch is known to be one of the toughest branches, but I think I can do things for not restricting myself. So I decided upon EC.
So, have you watched Kota Factory?
Yeah.
So, how can you relate your life with the themes that they are shown in the series?
Can totally relate to the season one actually. Season one
Mm-hmm.
was like things are shown in a proper manner that someone who is coming after 6 months of syllabus completion, he or she should have no idea about what is going on. The mechanics portion is over. Mechanics portion is a lot, it takes a lot of hard work to complete actually. So that thing, and that also the concepts and the concept application part, sometimes the concept doesn't even click whether you have achieved mastery in the concept or not. There are always questions meant that you can't do on your and that you can't do by yourself. The teacher's help is always required. So that was one thing. And for season two, I don't think season one two would be relatable to any of us. It is just like the story is going on and going on. The season one is pretty much relatable, I would say.
So, if someone offers you 1 crore to leave the JE preparation in the most important phase of time, like the 10 days before it, so would you accept it or not?
Yeah, totally accepted. Yeah,
Totally. But
totally.
you don't have to give any exams after it.
Yeah, I can. There's not much problem actually. If I have money in my hand, actually the main concern of coming to this college and all of doing all of this hard work is, I would say, money only.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's only one thing that some kind of prestige is related to all these government institutes. That would be on stake if I can think max of it. But it is like, हो जाएगा. If money power is in your hand, things can work like that.
If you die in a car crash,
Yeah.
which car it would be?
But yeah, Lamborghini GT, I would say. I really love that car for whatever supposed reason. I don't know. It's just like I see it and I like it. Really like it.
Mm-hmm. So, which is your current IPL favorite team?
Current favorite IPL team. Yeah. I've been following Mumbai Indians since I started watching IPL. So, not much of a great answer at the moment. But
So, yeah, that,
what can we do? When you are a
yes,
fan, you are a fan. You have to follow it.
that's why you was
You
accepted.
must
So,
also be. You are a Maharashtrian yourself. No.
no, no, I'm a RCB fan.
Then which team? RCB fan. We are on the same same level, so no problem.
Okay. The final three questions. If you became the head of NTA, what changes would you do in the JE pattern?
Uh, First thing I would bring back the JE pattern back to the numerical stuff, not the theoretical thing. The way the questions are being asked now. it would go back to the numerical stuff. Second, in my year, it was like the dates of the exam and the result timings and the date and the timings. Both are of much, there was no certain time given by NTA. It was like kabhi bhi aa jayega result. It was I suppose it was 7th February for the first attempt results. It came on 7th of Feb
Yeah,
in the
seven.
night actually. Maybe it was 12. I had
Yeah.
school the next morning, so it was like I was just going to sleep and they had given the result. It was very
Mm-hmm.
much very much fortunate that I was waking up at the moment. Otherwise, if I would have slept, it would be like in the morning I got to know the results. But second thing would be this, and third, third, it would be like, and I also got to know that NTA has reduced this syllabus right now for the JEE
Yeah, in the
mains.
20
It is,
start in the 2024 they have reduced.
yeah, and they have cut the syllabus from the NCRT also, no?
Yeah, the inorganic stuff they have reduced it more, like the hydrogen and many more stuff from the inorganic chemistry.
Yeah, I would bring back that actually. If the syllabus is included in JEE Advanced and it is not present in JEE Mains, then what is the logic behind that?
Mm-hmm.
Then it is like a person can just prepare for JEE Mains and not for Advanced. And JEE Mains does not require much of concept application. It is just like you know the formula, you know the thing, you can go on with it. Just the formula application part, I would say. So third and last thing would be that.
Actually, when did you start preparing for G Advanced?
J Advance, it was like my coaching was preparing for me for J Advance side by side for J Mains.
Mm-hmm.
A chapter was completed for J Mains and J Advance parallelly. It was like J Mains के question, J Mains के PYQ भी हो गए हैं, J Advance के PYQ भी हो गए for that chapter. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like the things were going on parallelly for those whole 2 years. It was like I was preparing for J Mains and Advance both.
जेई करने का है वो लाइक कब से तुम्हारे दिमाग में था लाइक बिफोर द 10th और इन द आफ्टर द 10th?
And it was like there was supposedly two reasons I would say. Uh, there's my cousin actually. My father's bigger brother's son actually. He used to study from MNIT Allahabad. It was like
Mm-hmm.
people used to say I had really no knowledge about NITs or IITs at the moment. So people used to really say that this boy is really great. Um, People used to respect him a lot. It was like कि ये जो भी कर रहे हैं ठीक है. It is acceptable to them, whether it was acceptable to the society or not. But things were like that way. And secondly, my brother also used to prepare for JEE when I was in 7th or 8th class. So it was like things were building on for JEE. My mind grew like that कि JEE करना है फिर 11th में I didn't have much choice, I would say. Then I started preparing for JEE. It went on like that.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Is JEE easy or NEET easy?
Yeah, I would say there's a perspective behind this. JEE is, I would say, supposedly easy in this manner because the NEET exam has much competition now.
Mm-hmm.
People, I suppose, I read in the newspaper that 25 to 30 lakh people are sitting for just single NEET paper. So it is like the competition is much higher. You are competing with students who are studying from 5 to 6 years onwards. They are taking a drop, revising the whole concepts up, and then you are competing with those. I would supposedly say neat it is, but in the if you are looking on the concept application part and the hard work that it requires, it would supposedly be J advanced, not mains. Mains
Mm-hmm.
requires a different approach for each and everything.
So this was a great time with you, Piyush.
Really,
Thank you
really,
for coming here.
really thankful to you, Parth, for inviting me for such a great talk show. And
So hope you have enjoyed the talk show.
yeah, totally, I would
Okay.
say. Everybody, those who are watching, please like, share, and subscribe, and please let us know in the comment box about the feedback of the interview. What are your thoughts about what are the thoughts about the talk show that you have seen just now?